And as we take a live look right now from one of our city cams looking out at the airport, Dave, I think I see what we've been waiting for. This could be Air Force One.
Well, we're certainly hoping, because we were told that it could be any time after 4 o'clock, but before 6 o'clock. So that leaves a pretty wide open window. And it does appear that Air Force One is descending to the airport at McCarran.
And, you know, it's pretty refreshing to see a president who's actually ahead of schedule. We had told that, as you'd mentioned at one point this afternoon, it's going to be 6 o'clock arrival, then a 4:30 arrival, and everything kept getting pushed up. But as we look now, shortly after 4:08, it does look like President Obama is arriving. There is a very secluded section of the airport that he is actually going to be landing on, as you can imagine, a quite secure area. And as Allie McCarty was reporting, she went through hours of security just to get to that location.
Well, it's hard to anticipate his arrival time or the route that he'll take when they arrive. It's always secret, and that's to keep anybody from taking a pot shot at the president. As Ken Smith was just saying, we are never quite sure of the route that he will take from the airport to his destination at Caesar's Palace, and that's because they don't want anybody to know. Not even the press really knows about it. We see now Air Force One very close to touchdown at McCarran International Airport.
Let's get out to Allie McCarty, who's got a front row seat for this landing. Allie?
Yeah, look at that. Denise and Dave coming down right now. You might be a little bit blocked by some of the other media crews, but as we come around here, you can see Air Force One touching down. Puff of smoke off the tarmac right behind it, and it's down. Air Force One has landed at McCarran Airport. As you mentioned, you know, we've had President Barack Obama as candidate Obama visit Las Vegas, Nevada numerous times, but now that this is his first official visit here as president since winning that election, I'm sure security is even tighter. And from a reporter's perspective, it certainly seemed to be a lot tighter out here today. Secret Service, of course, out here for hours. Each of us as a member of the press covering this event, Denise and Dave, we had to have background checks done on each of us. Our equipment was swept numerous times, not just once, but numerous times by Secret Service. They've got the dogs out here. So, yeah, there are a lot of precautions in place now that it is President Barack Obama. This airport arrival here is considered a private event. It is closed to the public. So literally what you see is what you get, you know, from what we're bringing you out here. But we do understand that there is a rather small delegation of folks. Air Force One is going to be taxiing back around this way in probably just a couple of minutes here, pulling up literally right in front of us, which is why they've placed this platform for the media right here. So we should be able to see President Barack Obama coming off of the plane, being greeted by the delegation, members of Nevada's congressional delegation. We understand the mayor is here. We've heard Dina Titus is here. Shelley Berkeley is here. No confirmation yet on whether Harry Reid is here. Of course, Harry Reid being the guest of honor at tonight's big star-studded event at the concert that's going on for over at Caesar's Palace, which is one of the reasons that the president has come here into town. But at least we had that beautiful bird's eye view of the president as he touched down in Air Force One. Man, that's a big airplane, isn't it, guys?
Allison, you know, we've seen all the cars backed up approaching the airport by the tunnel connector. Are planes backed up as well on the runway there? Are they being held back until the president is clear?
Well, you know, that would be one thing that from our viewpoint we would not be able to see because we are so far away. We are so secluded from any other air traffic. That would have to be on another end of the airport. But I'm going to have you swing, Tim, to the right here. Let's show them this progression of cars here, too, that are at the airport waiting. This is going to be some of the guest vehicles that are lined up here. I can only imagine this is going to be part of the motorcade and, of course, the Secret Service. We have a lot of motorbike police officers that are going to be following as well. And here it comes. If we swing back, we can see that Air Force One is already making its arrival here to where the president will be deplaning. I have to make sure that I stay out of your view here, and we are packed like sardines. Take a look at all this media. Tim, go ahead and go to the left here. Look at all these people here as we're lined up. And now Air Force One slowly approaching us here on the platform here. They have not brought any members of the delegation out yet, so I don't know if that's part of the Secret Service protocol. Everybody stays back until he comes off the plane. I'm not sure. But you can see the plane making its final turn and coming up here toward us. Beautiful blue and white Boeing 747, one of two that has the designation of Air Force One, is maintained by the Air Force for the president's use when he needs to go somewhere. Pretty nice.
Yeah, and let's bring in Ken Smith here as we talk a little bit more about how they're controlling air traffic here. we were told this is a 30-mile radius that they have essentially shut down the airspace for Air Force One. That includes our own helicopter, Skywitness 8, and any other kind of private citizen. But we're seeing a lot of commercial aircraft there on the tarmac. They're being held until it's actually clear for them to take off. So commercial flights will continue at some point. Ken, you're grounded today. You know a little bit more about this.
Yeah, we're grounded. There's a 30-mile bubble around the valley, actually, for general aviation traffic. That includes all Grand Canyon Tour helicopters, news media helicopters, small aircraft like Cessna 172s and so forth. Anything that is a private aircraft or general aviation has been grounded, and it will remain grounded until tomorrow after President Obama actually departs the airspace. So for today, I'm on the ground, and for tomorrow morning, I'll also be on the ground. And also keep in mind, in terms of traffic, the Airport Connector Tunnel runs literally right underneath the runway from McCarran Airport, so right underneath Air Force One. That's part of the reason why traffic has been shut down right there underneath the airport there with the Airport Connector Tunnel. So heavy delays, as you can imagine, right there by the airport tunnel and along the 215.
All right, thanks, Ken. Air Force One making a pivot there at the other end of the runway and heading towards the waiting officials as the president prepares to make his first stop in Las Vegas as the president.
President and First Lady. Now, a lot of people are wondering, will Michelle Obama, be here tonight? We have not heard one mention of Michelle Obama, so I have a feeling that she may not be here tonight. We may just see the president, but that's certainly not a disappointment in itself for a lot of folks. But just the president himself. The event doesn't kick off until 7 o'clock. The event over at the Coliseum at Caesar's Palace. At 6 o'clock, there is a very special, exclusive VIP party that our very own political analyst John Ralston is going to be a part of. So we hope to hear from him via the phone, via Twitter, to find out what that event's going to be like at 6 before the big main event at 7 o'clock.
In case you just joined us, we are going to stay with this live coverage of the president's arrival at McCarran International Airport until he departs the airport, headed for Caesar's Palace. We are not able to follow the route because, as you just heard, Ken Smith cannot get airborne today because of that 30-mile bubble around the airport to prevent any possible attacks on the president, the security bubble around the airport. But we will be here throughout to cover that. We also want to mention again that the speech tonight that the president will make at Caesar's Palace will be covered live, and we will have that live streaming on our website at lasvegasnow.com this evening.
We're told the speech should run about 17 minutes, is what we're told, and that he may not stay for the entire event. So, certainly he has lots of things that he needs to do besides the fundraiser, but we will, of course, have his remarks for you. And then the event tomorrow at Nellis Air Force Base will not be broadcast live, but, of course, we'll have those remarks as well. So it's always an indication they're getting a little closer to disembarking when they move the staircase a little closer to the aircraft.
There goes the staircase. We have just a little bit of a different view from Harrah's Skycam that we can show you of Air Force One sitting there on the tarmac at McCarran International Airport. And again, dignitaries waiting to shake the president's hand as he disembarks from Air Force One. And that, again, from Harrah's Skycam. We have no helicopter pictures for you from Skywitness 8 because, as Ken mentioned, that is being grounded today. And there goes the stairs.
And frankly, I'm surprised how close he is to the commercial gates. I was shown a portion of a map at McCarran that he was going to be way off in some far corner, but he actually does look fairly close as we see Harry Reid there and Mayor Oscar Goodman approaching the staircase, Dina Titus getting ready to welcome the president to Southern Nevada on a very warm day. Much different weather than he left this morning from Washington, D.C.
Allison, how does it look from your perspective there?
Oh, yeah, it's very warm. In fact, I've heard members of the Secret Service say, hey, we don't want to trade you the weather, okay? We'd rather have our D.C. weather. Yeah, definitely nice and warm. But hey, it's real sunny out here. The skies are pretty much clear where we're at. But there is weather, appears to be weather kind of moving in around us here. I don't know if that had anything to do with them, moving up his arrival time, because remember, he wasn't scheduled to get here originally until a little bit before, I think it was going to be 6 o'clock. So they definitely moved it up a good hour and a half, got here just maybe, 4:15, 4:20, pretty much right on schedule, according to that second updated time that we were given. And now you can see members of the delegation. Senator Harry Reid standing right there at the bottom of the stairway. I would presume that he might be one of the first to greet the president as he comes down that staircase here. What a beautiful plane. You can see the presidential seal there off to the right of the door. And we've got someone obviously working to secure the gateway down. And then it's just a matter of time, I would think, before we see the president pop out there.
And just at the bottom of that, the jetway there is, of course, the official state car, which will be part of the motorcade. That I think about at least 25 cars is what we're told will be leading this motorcade. Not sure where it's going to be taking him. Not really too far from the airport to Caesar's Palace, but a pretty impressive vehicle. And the way this thing is armored and the thick glass on this vehicle, plus all the other Suburbans and Cadillacs and limousines. If anyone is out on the Airport Connector or Paradise or 15, or no matter how they decide to go, you will definitely know that the president is in town this afternoon.
Well, they call it Cadillac One, and Denise and I were talking about this earlier this afternoon. Apparently, they pretty much take it wherever he goes. I'm not sure if they brought it with him this time, but it sure looks like that brand new Cadillac that has very high protection security measures built into the very fabric of the metal and the windows, and waiting there for the president.
Yeah, apparently most of the details of this car are classified, you know, obviously for security reasons, but it is a Cadillac, but it's actually on a GMC frame, truck frame, because it is so heavy.
Right.
And here comes the man that vehicle was built for, President Barack Obama, arriving in Las Vegas.
Did not see him with his wife. She would normally accompany him right down the stairs, so apparently she, Michelle Obama, not with the president, at least she hasn't shown herself so far during this arrival.
The official meet and greets there. How you doing? How's everything? We're on schedule for today.
Representative Dina Titus, Oscar Goodman, the mayor of Las Vegas, there to welcome him among some other dignitaries.
What do you say in that chit chat? You know, you're like, "Hey, Mayor, hey, how you doing, Senator?"
Yeah, you know, probably very official and.
Well, you know, Oscar Goodman's always good for a good soundbite, so I'm sure he's got some.
Never at a loss for words.
A couple of choice words for a meeting. Is this the first time they've met? I think.
Well, that would be hard. I'd have to really dig into the archives to find that out.
But it's interesting to see the two of them shoot the breeze a little bit, and seeing the senator there in the background wearing his sunglasses. And
Secret Service standing by, always vigilant, always watching, always looking back and forth across the crowd, and any possibility of any breach of security there.
Now, I think for some folks, this may be the only opportunity they may have to talk with him. I'm not sure if the mayor and Dina Titus will be at the event tonight. I assume they might be, but we'll see. And
Harry Reid discussing a few things with the president. In case you haven't heard yet, the reason the president is here is to help with the fundraiser for Senator Harry Reid tonight. He'll be attending Reid's The Good Fight tribute concert at Caesar's Palace. A star-studded affair, Sheryl Crow singing, Bette Midler, Clint Holmes. That's happening tonight. The president will be staying in Las Vegas tonight.
And, you know, I heard an interesting fact today that this is the first sitting president to actually stay on the Las Vegas Strip at the Caesar's Palace Resort. So that should be a lot of fun for all the folks, of course, that are staying there who had no idea the president was going to be staying at the same property.
And Caesar's Palace, for many people who hold stereotypes about Las Vegas, Caesar's Palace, the iconic property here on the Strip for many, many, many years. So it's probably fitting that he would stay his first stay at that property.
Seeing who gets to ride in the vehicle there. Apparently this vehicle holds 7 people, and there's only a couple of seats that actually look forward, and the president always sits in the rear so he can see ahead. Looks like Senator Reid, everyone who may have been outside,
with him.
Yeah, is apparently joining him on this short drive over to Caesar's.
Maybe one of the shortest welcomings of a president I've seen on the tarmac. Usually they are a little more extended than that. Allison, what are you seeing from your standpoint?
Well, what I saw, as you saw, was he came bounding down the stairs. He gave a quick salute, and then he threw his arms around our majority leader, Nevada Senator Harry Reid. Obviously, they know each other quite well. They embraced for a few seconds there, and then it looked like Senator Reid introduced the president to several members, not everyone that we knew ourselves as well. Obviously, the mayor had a few minutes of time to talk with him. The mayor was just, right before you guys came to me, the mayor was passing in front of our platform, and I was trying to wave him over. I wanted him to come on over and tell us, hey, you know, did you get that apology you were looking for, or what, you know? But he just gave us a wave, and after that took off. I think he's leaving. He's not, I don't know if he's a part of this motorcade, but as you can see, the president's motorcade is beginning to depart here, and there are numerous cars that are following. So this looks like a pretty long motorcade. I would guess about 20 cars here, and they are leaving the airport as we speak.
Well, you're right about it being a long motorcade. It's sandwiched in between the caboose and the engine. Of course, our high security cars. In case you've just joined us, the president landed just short minutes ago and made made no big official statements or anything, just met with the dignitaries who were standing by, came down the steps and shook a few hands, said a few words, and got into the Cadillac, and there they go.